I'm Shelly with Align My Practice. I'm really excited to be with Dean from OrthoMarketing. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of things, how to really stand out in a crowded market and to really elevate the patient experience and connect with your community.
OrthoMarketing.com, 360-degree digital marketing solutions for your practice.
Well, hello, everybody out there in podcast land. This is Dean Steinman from OrthoMarketing. And guess what? We are back with another podcast for you. Welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you're smiling. It's now end of October in the Northeast. Leaves are changing. It's beautiful. If you're a New York sports fan, you know, the Yankees are in the World Series. The Mets just had a good run. And as you know, if you follow me, you know, my Jets are killing me here, but whatever, that's my life. But we're still smiling. So today I am very, very happy to have back one of my all-time favorite people in the whole entire industry plus the world. I have Shelly Bostrom here, and Shelly from Align My Practice. And I'm so happy to have you back. So hello, Shelly. How are you?
I'm so great. We do not have leaves changing here in California. We've got Santa Ana winds and fires. Very exciting.
Yeah, it's
Thank you so much
beautiful.
for having me.
My pleasure. It's been a drought here. So unfortunately, you know, without much rain, the leaves are falling off quickly. But it's Mother Nature has done a spectacular job this year for us. So we're very happy about. Afterwards, I'll throw a little picture up here and we'll show everybody how the leaves look like. But with that said, welcome. I'm so happy to join us, and we're going to talk a little bit about some new trends and how to get patients in the door. It's really, really important, guys, to stand out and to differentiate yourself. And that's what we're going to talk about: is how to differentiate. Let me say that again: how to differentiate your practice. So, Shelley, let's talk a little bit about that. So, obviously, from my job is to get practices found. All right, get the phone ringing, get people to schedule, to get them. But from there, it's up to the practice to convert them and work with somebody like you to help them come in. So, what do you talk to practices about it? What do you teach them on how to stand out differently in the market? Because, as you know, competition is more fierce than ever before. People who were referrers and are competitors, you know, many of the big aligner companies are directly marketing to the consumers. So once somebody gets that beautiful patient to show up for a consult, how do they get them to start, or how do they at least get them interested and stand out? So any suggestions?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have tons of suggestions. So, you know, everyone always says, you know, you have to give great customer service and treat them well. But, you know, as you and I have talked about, Dean, that's kind of a no-brainer. And it really is creating an experience and really meeting the needs of the patient, because you know, these patients go to, I think the average right now is 2.7 consultations before they select their provider. So that means you're closer to 3. So you're one of 3. And what I really try to encourage, not only just my doctors, my practices, my treatment coordinators, is you are not selling braces. You are not selling clear aligners. You really are selling a relationship, and making sure that you are asking lots of questions. I'm a big advocate of Dr. Cialdini's principles of influence. And in his book, he talks about, are you a bungler, a smuggler, or a sleuth? So we want to be a sleuth. We really need to be a detective and learn what the goals and the values are and the chief concerns of that patient from their very, very first phone call. Because if they have a wedding in a year, if they went to another practice and they recommended extractions and they don't want to do extractions, or they really, really want to do clear aligners, they don't want to do braces, then don't talk about braces when they come in. You really need to pay very, very close attention and give them what they came in for. It's not a it's not a cold call. It's not a sales call. And what I like to remind my practices is by the time the patient walks through your doors, they researched you, they called your office. Hopefully, you did a great job answering the phone and converting them into a consultation. They want to be sold, so give them what they want. Don't give them what you think that they want. Or sometimes doctors will get very tunnel visioned and they'll get very focused and they'll say, okay, you're going to do 18 months of clear aligners and you're going to do a palate expander and we're going to do a TAD on this side. But if that patient told you that their chief concern is this little canine is sitting higher than this canine, you better talk about that and better let them know that part of this treatment plan is going to address those concerns. So I think that's probably the first recommendation that I have. The second is I really like to encourage my practices to have a niche, have something special that you offer as far as a treatment modality that isn't super common. Maybe you are an airway focused practice. Maybe you're going to do maxillary expansion. Maybe you are a specialist in improving gummy smiles with TADs. Maybe you've got lingual braces that you're offering. So I do recommend finding some sort of niche specialty that not only helps your wonderful marketing company like OrthoMarketing to market you with this special service in your area, but it's going to make you stand out in a very competitive market.
Yeah, great idea. And so many people just don't listen. Think about it. When somebody goes in for a consult, they have a problem, a pain point, and your job is to solve that problem. Okay. And I mentioned this a million times before. My favorite radio station in the world, from a marketing perspective, is WIIFM.
You still listen to radio?
WIIFM. What's in it for me? And, yeah, that's my radio. And think about it. It's not about you, Doc. It's about them. So put yourself in their shoes and what's in it for me from their perspective, not yours. You could crow to the cows come home how great you are and blah, blah, blah. But they're coming to you for a reason. So as Shirley just said, listen to that reason and help them understand how you're going to solve their problem or their pain. And that's marketing and sales 101. You have to just listen, and somebody who comes to you for any service, if it's a roofer, electrician, a plastic surgeon, orthodontist, whatever it is, they have a problem. You're solving it. All right. So how are you going to solve their problem? So as you said, if somebody's just not happy with their kid, that's the answer you want to be focusing on, not, about you. When it comes also to differentiating, I love the idea of having a niche and to listen. How does a practice stand out when it comes to pricing? Because it's so competitive now, and the days of charging $8,000-9,000 are over. You can't. It'd be great if you could do that, but if somebody in the market is offering an Invisalign or full on case for $49.99, how could you charge $7,500 and expect to do it? If the competitor is offering the same thing. So how does somebody handle price as an objection and to stand out from that side?
Yeah, so I always encourage my clients that I do want you to charge more than the average. And if you develop great relationships with your patients from the start and they, for whatever reason, don't choose you, I really like to encourage you to find out why they didn't choose you. And cost and money is one of the 5 top patient objections to treatment. It's not always the first. I think a lot of practices or TCs think that it's all about money. It really isn't all about money. So I like having my clients charge more, but then you need to elevate the value. And when I work with my clients, I go through so many ways on how to elevate value, from the way you answer the phone and really creating these aha moments that make them go, oh, wow, they gave me a gift. Oh, wow, they called me the night before. They send me a handwritten thank you card. All of these little things that really elevate the value. So I think that's number one is I don't want you to be the cheapest. I don't even want you to be average. So charge more, but elevate the value and that patient experience. Secondly, when they if the patient objection to accepting treatment today is financial, don't like discount it and say, oh, we're not more expensive, it's affordable, we're priced just like everybody else. I really want you to ask more questions on, so that you can find out really what is it about that fee that's challenging for them. Is it the initial payment?
This podcast is sponsored by OrthoMarketing.com. Hey, you an orthodontist or dentist looking to give your practice the competitive edge it deserves? Well, look no further than OrthoMarketing. OrthoMarketing is the dentist and orthodontist choice for digital marketing. At OrthoMarketing, we specialize in helping orthodontists and dentists just like you attract more new patients. Our team of experts knows the ins and outs of the dental and orthodontic industry, and we're here to help your practice shine. We're going to supercharge your online presence. We're going to optimize your website. We're going to harness the power of social media to connect you with the patients that you want. Say goodbye to empty chairs and say hello to a thriving practice. Choose OrthoMarketing today and watch your patient list grow. Visit OrthoMarketing.com and learn more and take the first steps towards your practice success. OrthoMarketing. It's not just our name, it's what we do.
That's the key right there. That's what I've heard is the initial fee is really a game changer and a way to put yourself over the edge. I had on one of I think the vice president over at OrthoFi, and they're talking about money. And the average person has $800 of disposable income when they're looking for orthodontics. 800. That's your magic number. Don't ask for 2,000-3,000 down, blah blah. 800 is the answer. Well, and then people will jump, and by offering that and having the creative financing, whatever it is, that I've heard has been a huge game changer. From there. So you're right. Don't be the cheapest in town. I love when my clients are most expensive in town because people, hopefully you're offering more, they're getting more, but don't be the cheapest. And people think that the more expensive is better. I always use an analogy that if you're traveling and you go to restaurant row in a certain city and you see 4 steak restaurants and each one has a sign outside: steak $19.99, steak $19.99, steak $19.99, steak $39.99. Which one are you going to? Most exactly. The good steak is more expensive, So I think about it. It's perception and obviously bottom line, but don't be double everybody else's price also, because those days don't exist. Now, also from a standing out perspective, how would a practice stand out? As far as being part of the community, because you're real big on community involvement there.
Yeah.
And how would somebody do that, especially for a younger and newer practice, and they want to get involved in the community and be part of it?
Mm-hmm.
How would you suggest 3 things somebody could stand out in the next month or so by just rolling up your sleeves?
Yeah, community is so important. Yes, there are so many global reaches with, SEO and social media and YouTube and all of those things, but really getting back to those basics with forming those genuine face-to-face connections and relationships is so important that I think a lot of offices don't prioritize, and they just say, oh, I'm too busy. Or if they have a cancellation in the schedule, they're like, okay, let's go out and do marketing.
Yeah.
Where it really needs to be something, there needs to be what I call like a marketing machine. So in order for marketing to be successful, you need a lot of people on your team. You need a dean. You need someone in your office that's going to do internal marketing. You need to have a face of your office that's going to go do community marketing, networking, setting up a booth at your fall festival,
Right.
connecting with your local elementary schools. But it can't just be when, oh, hey, we have a free hour, let's do something about it. You really need to block time in your schedule and put a really like a standard operating procedure in place for marketing in order for it to be successful. You can't just, every few months go out and visit your local doctors and market to them. So as far as 3 things that you could do today, number one, I think for the ortho industry is connect with your local elementary schools. Pull like a 10-mile radius at least and make a list. So maybe when I know we've got like the holidays, maybe in January when all the kiddos are back and you are ready to build some relationships for the rest of winter and spring before summer vacation,
Right.
is drop off some goodies. Go to the elementary school, make friends with the ladies in the office, ask if they have any spring events coming up, bring them a plate of cookies or something, leave some brochures, let them know who you are and where you're located. So I think that would be the one goal, or I guess suggestion number one. Suggestion number two, it's almost cookie season for Girl Scouts. And I always was very successful. I'm like a 10-year Girl Scout leader when my daughter was younger. And connecting with Girl Scouts are always looking for, ways to earn badges. Get them in your office.
Right.
You can have a dozen braces ready little girls and their moms and their families who can explore, learn about your intraoral scanner and look at typodonts and talk about braces and look at x-rays. Girl Scouts are very into like STEM learning and training, and it's science. So get them into your office and offer them like a badge workshop.
I just heard today on the radio that, or on TikTok, I think it was, one or two, they was getting into change that the Girl Scouts just raised their price for the first time in 25 years for their to be a part of their to be a membership fee.
Oh, the membership fee. I was going to
Uh-huh.
say, I don't think cookies went up
Yeah.
anymore. Oh, the
Mhm.
membership fee.
Yeah, first time it doubled, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's funny we're talking about Girl Scouts. And number three.
Number three, you know what? Wherever your office is located, maybe you're in a strip mall, maybe you're in like a big office building, connect with those local people, even if they're not dentists. Let them know, just put on your cute, like branded t-shirt and have some goodies and put on your walking shoes and go to that, strip mall that your practice is in and just say, hey, I'm Shelly. I'm the office manager over here at this orthodontist, and our doctor is running a special for the Plaza Antonio Shopping Center. All the business owners and their employees and families were offering complimentary consultations and $350 off treatment. Here's a card. Do you have any interest? And just market just build those relationships. People are always looking for a deal, and they're not going to come and visit you. Whenever you're running a campaign, I always say it needs to be limited and time bound. And I ask all of my practices, like, why do people shop on Amazon Prime Days? Why do people shop on Black Friday? It's because what am I going to get today that I'm not going to get tomorrow? So they need to feel very special. We're running the special for this month, and I have a special coupon just for you because you are in this shopping center. So I think that's a great one too. It's just boots to the ground marketing.
I'm going to take that one step further, and to do it also, in Facebook. The world we're in now is lives here. So what you want to do as a practice, you have to think from a social media perspective, to think outside your four walls. So many practices fall, unfortunately, under the guise that by posting on social media, you're going to get more business. Social media doesn't move the needle. It just is. What I found, if done correctly, it's the whipped cream on a sundae. Okay, but marketing and your foundation is the ice cream. But and most practices, think about it, the people who follow you, especially from an orthodontic perspective, are probably already patients. So it's hard to sell to somebody when they're already in treatment. So think outside your four walls, guys. You're part of a community. So if you go to local football game, take a picture of it, tag it. You're in the smile business, so great job, go Panthers. Tag them from your practice, so people will see it. If you go to a local restaurant, take a picture of your dinner, tag them, say great meal. If you go to a coffee shop locally, take a picture with the barrister, take a picture with of the coffee. Take a picture of the bakery. These are things that you're part of the community, and by showing their information, they're going to come back to you, and all their followers will see it. And that's also how you build your name out there, because the world we're in now is on this, and that's the world that you need to be on. So think about it. If you could just once a week, or if you bring in lunch for your office, take a picture of the food and thank them. Have a salad. If you see great sunset, take a picture of it. Whatever it is, anything going on in town, that also is how you get part of the community too. So that's a little tip there that you could do today, right now. If you bring in breakfast or lunch today, do it. Tag the restaurant, thank them. Take a picture. If you go in, take a picture with the owner. Things like that. That's what you want to do. As long as if you're in a suburban community, you want that really makes a big difference. So that's something, a little tip there. So Shelly, in closing, if you had to basically give one bit of advice that something came across your desk recently or you read about that might be a good news bit or some bit of information that you could share with the community, what would you say is something new that you came across that somebody should do or see or follow? Just any bit of information, a new book you read, or are you finding a new TikTok thing, or you heard this or that, whatever, anything that you want to share with anybody.
Gosh, put me on the spot, Dean.
Well, I try. I got to keep you on your toes.
I haven't read any new books.
Okay. All right, let's get out. Let's even about that. What are you watching now on Netflix?
You know what I watch? It's not on Netflix. It's my kind of embarrassing guilty pleasure, but my husband and I love watching Naked and Afraid.
Okay.
Watching Naked and Afraid. So we just watched the last one standing. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But back to your other question, I did think about something. It's
Okay.
not really anything new that came across my desk, but something
Okay.
that I want to make sure
Sure.
that really all the practices do is I want to make sure as we near the end of 2024, if you haven't already, put a kickoff meeting on your schedule for January. It's so important to make sure that you start off every new year in a positive way where you can just praise your team, let them know how much you value them. And if you've got new things that you're bringing in, maybe you hired a new marketing company, maybe you have a new treatment modality, maybe you're getting some new technology, a new team member, maybe you're going to change up how you do your morning huddle. Whatever it is, it's important to just, when you're gathering the team together, to basically review and recap 2024, talk about all the positive highlights, set some goals for the next year, and make sure that your entire team is on board with that. So if you haven't done that, before it gets too busy,
Put it
make sure
down.
you book that.
Love it. So once again, if somebody wants to learn more about you, talk to you about their practice, find out how you can help them, what's the best way for somebody to reach you?
Thanks, Dean. I'm everywhere. So
You
my
are.
website is alignmypractice.com, designed by the amazing Dean.
Thank you very
It's
much.
beautiful.
Beautiful site.
I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. You can always just email me.
Yep.
All the info's on the website, but I'm kind of all over the place. So
Yep,
yeah, I
she
would
is.
be
Yep.
more than happy and honored. I do a lot of Zoom training, but I also love visiting practices in person. My husband and I are like kind of recent empty nesters, so I've got some freedom to travel, and I love visiting my offices in person, but I've got the Zoom training options.
Great. And then if anybody else is watching Naked and Afraid, reach out to Shelly and you guys could compare notes. Shelly, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everybody out in podcast land. Thanks so much for being a loyal listener. Again, we always love to hear your comments and feedback and questions. Please follow us at OrthoMarketing on all of your social media programs. Again, we're all the same thing. We're on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and across the board there. So, Shelly, thank you so much once again. I really appreciate everybody out there. Be safe, keep smiling, and thanks so much for listening and watching. Bye-bye, everybody.
OrthoMarketing.com. 360-degree digital marketing solutions for your practice.